Back to the video. So very uneducated opinion on hot chili copper. If you want to call me an idiot in the comments, feel free to do so. Just my opinion. You can do your own research. So basically, hot chili copper, you can buy the whole company for $100 million. Comes with 22 million cash, around that amount. Pretty much still with hot chili. They have a good copper project in Chile. Trying to get to the... So near the coastline, so other players are up in the hills or something, so that's why they have to spend less money to build the mine, although it is a big amount. So from this video, these were again my rough figures from. He's saying $1.3 billion capex. They've already spent $200 million in drilling, revenue $1 billion. So I give it a rough EBITDA of $500 million. And they say they can do that for like 30 years. And they can do that because no one else has found copper. So unlike lithium, there's a lot of lithium in the ground. They just can't get it out of the ground fast enough. Copper, they've been looking for it, spending millions, and they're just not finding it. So it's a growing industry, but they're running out, and hot chili has a good amount in a good location, and probably better than its peers as well. So another fact, they got no arsenic. Arsenic is another thing you don't want in your copper, so you have to spend money to get that out. He says they have to spend $70 million for the water pipeline, where competitors might have to spend $600 million because they're up in the hills, up at high altitudes. They can use seawater in their metallurgy to get the copper out, whatever. So that's a bonus. They don't need desalination plant. So market cap. So roughly, how much could you make in this stock? This is my uneducated opinion. So they need $1.3 billion to build it. BHP, Rio Tinto, they've probably got the money to do so. So they say, okay, hot chili, we'll give you $500 million because we're going to spend $1.3 billion and then make $500 million a year. So we'll just give $500 million, and then Rio Tinto says, oh, we'll give you $600, and then BHP says, okay, $700. Copper price goes up to $8, and they say, okay, $8 million. That's probably the high end, I'd say. My uneducated opinion. Could go for $400 million, lower end. So that's the thing. And if that's market cap now, if some reason hot chili went to $50 million, obviously you do the maths, that's more X's to $40 million, etc, etc. So it all depends on your buying price, which might not get much lower than this, or they could get in for $50 million. You can just sit, you don't have to invest, you just sit in the fence, and if it does get offered at $50 million, it's more of a no-brainer. Your risk to reward has been increased. So that's just rough figures. Like, I'd say average price, BHP or Rio Tinto spends $500 million, so it's a 5x. If you think differently, let me know, but that's just my rough thoughts. Spend $500 million to buy it, spend $1.3 to build it. Take in mind, these costs can blow out as well. They often do on projects, $200 billion. So then they take 8 years to get the money back, and then they make the return investment. So I'm not sure what else I can say. Copper prices. Copper price could shoot up, meaning these numbers shoot up, meaning BHP or Rio Tinto pays more for it. You get the idea. If copper prices go down, these numbers go down, that's when you probably buy in, knowing that eventually it will go back up to a certain amount. So it's actually probably a good project, good location. The world needs that copper. There's a lot of tons needed more. Percentage wise, not as big as lithium and graphite. So that's just hot chili, just how it is. Pretty good presentation here, we'll tell you a bit about it, but he's not going to tell you rough figures. He'll say it's going to go to $1 billion in market cap, but market cap versus share price return is a totally different story. GL1. So the market cap for GL1 has done a 10x since I bought it, but share price wise it's only a 4x because they've sold off the company along the way to raise the money, and that's why, in a nutshell, market cap is not share price return. So actually he'll say, oh yeah, we're going to go to $1 billion, building a buyout, but that's not a return on your money. That's a return on the market cap. So just know that simple fact. And that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.